Morning. It is 8:30 a.m. and I wanted to wake up at 7, but I guess my body was like, "You need 8 hours of sleep. What are you doing?" And I was like, "No." And they were like, "Yeah." But anyway, it was funny because I was actually going to just start recording as soon as I got up and changed, but then I was like, "Oh, I can't record. I didn't brush my teeth yet." And then I realized that it's not like it's not like you can smell me. It's whatever. I just brushed my teeth anyway. I'm going into town early this morning because I want food, breakfast, a good breakfast. And by a good breakfast, I mean anything that's not ramen. And when I come back, I'm actually just going to start editing yesterday's video like right as soon as I get back. Because it takes longer than I thought it would, but I'm going to do that. Right afterward, I'm going to head to housing and get my check for, I believe it was $8.40, and then I'm going to walk across to the bookstore and get the 2 books that I need to start my classes. Then I'm going to start my classes, and that's the agenda for today. I don't know if I want to call Starbucks and ask about that job yet. I don't know anything still about anything. And I don't know if that's like a requirement before working or if that's just like something you learn on the job, but I'd rather know it before working anyway, so I might wait for that. And I'm back. I actually went to Starbucks, got the sandwich that I wanted. I was gonna get a different sandwich, but I ended up getting the bacon Gouda. I don't even know the names of their sandwiches. I'm doomed. But a lot of the employees there seem to enjoy my company, so that's good at least. Like whenever I go there, they always like smile really big and they're like, hi, it's so glad to see you again. And I'm like, let's make it a thing. Pay me to be here. But that's a thing. I'm gonna start editing now. I'm also trying this out. You can kind of still see the background that I wanted, and I'm in front of my window, which I've never opened before today. It's really nice. And I'm seeing how natural lighting is in comparison to the other lighting that I was using back there. So maybe it's better, maybe it's not, I don't know. I guess we'll find out. So it's later in the day, and I actually didn't expect to take the small adventure that I went on, but I did. I went to go to... I haven't finished editing, which I feel really bad about, but I went to go to the financial aid services office, and I got my check, and I gave it to Chase, and now I have $8.40 in the account. I can only use $100 right now, but tomorrow I'll have access to all of it, which means I have to wait yet another day to get the books, but that's fine. After that, I went to the transit center by accident, and I learned about the free public transportation that they offer at the university, and I took it. I took it to the mall. Well, Winco Foods, which is right next to the mall. And I went in there not expecting to really do anything, and I really didn't. I went to Hot Topic, and I almost impulse bought a few things, but I'm proud of myself that I didn't buy anything from Hot Topic. 10 out of 10. I did stop by, I do not remember what it's called. Qdoba Mexican, a Mexican restaurant, and I got some eats. I'm gonna eat that now, and then finish editing. But anyway, I think I'm gonna stop by the library because I don't have much else to do. I finished editing, and I'm gonna upload it now. But after that, I'm free because I can't get any of the textbooks yet. First thing tomorrow morning, I'm gonna go do that though. But right now, I have nothing to do. I can't do my classes yet, so I just gotta wait. I was being followed in the nicest way possible, but like this man that I told you I was going to the library, this man who didn't seem to speak very good English was being friendly to me, and I was like, okay, that's fine, because I had looked at him, because I look at people when I walk places. I always look at people when I walk places because I enjoy looking at people. That sounds weird. It's just because people are pretty and I enjoy it. I don't look for long. Anyway, he was looking back because sometimes people do that, but for a really long time, and he kept doing that, and I only noticed it the like third or fourth time, but he was staring, and I didn't know how to respond because like sometimes I look at people for a long time, but it's just because I think they're really attractive, and that's kind of what I do. But I always like try and limit it to just like a few times and then leave because I know it can be really creepy. So I was trying to give him the benefit of the doubt and be all like, okay, maybe this is flattering. Maybe he thinks I'm just like a good-looking guy, and that's the gist of it. But then I went upstairs in the library, and I saw that he had followed me upstairs. Which, was kind of scary. I also saw I did a few things to test if he was actually following me also, because I didn't this has preoccupied my mind so much I didn't actually talk about why I went to the library. I got a book. It's awesome. I'm ready to read it. I'll tell you about it later. But I was looking for the book up there because I had been looking for a while now, and I eventually built the courage to go ask the lady at the desk, hey, where do you get this book? And she was like, upstairs. So I went to the third floor, and I got there, and he was already there. So I went to go look for my book, pretending like I didn't notice him. This is so weird. And I realized he wasn't really moving. He kind of just like stood in places, just like watching. And I was like, okay, this is getting bad. So I got my book, and I was starting to leave, and he was kind of walking in a contrary motion to me because I think he didn't want to look suspicious. So what I did is I stopped, and I turned back, and I pretended to look at a painting that was right next to me to see if he was actually following me. And in my peripheral vision, he had turned around and started walking behind me while still looking at me. And at this point, I was sufficiently creeped out. So I was doing my best to not seem suspicious myself. So if he was following me for bad intentions, he wouldn't know that I knew. Because then I would get like the jump on him. I bring my pepper spray everywhere. I know I'm safe. It was just creepy. And then I noticed he was using the elevator, and he was only using the elevator because I think he knew I was going back down because he saw that I found my book. Really weird. So then I went to the elevator. It was already open. He was in there, and he had said, do you want down? And I'm like, yeah, hold it. I'm going down. We went down an elevator together. That's when I noticed he didn't have very good English because he was like asking me all these questions and I could barely understand. He asked me something like, "Are you new here?" And I think I answered correctly. I said, "Oops." I said, "I'm a freshman, if that's what you mean." So yeah, I'm new. This is my first time here. And he kept like asking me questions. He asked me where are you staying in Wallace? And I was like, yeah, the Stevenson wing. Which in hindsight, I probably shouldn't have said that because now he knows which wing I'm in. Oh, he also, I think, tried to ask me if I had like a room and like food, which was really confusing. All of this was very hard to understand, so I'm probably wrong because his English seems really broken. I could be wrong. Maybe he was just, see, that's the thing. Maybe he was just faking it. Anyway. And then when I left, I noticed he had left before me because he was watching me check out the book on the bottom floor. And he wasn't following me outside. He went outside and sat down and watched me as I left. This is so weird. This actually happened. He watched me as I left. And I turned left instinctively because that was the direction I was going in, but then I was like, wait, now he'll see which way I'm turning. So I turned around, and I saw, as I was turning around, because I was looking at my phone the whole time, so I wasn't looking up, but when I looked up to turn around, he was in front of me, looking behind him at me. So I turned around very quickly once I saw that, and I started walking, and I pretended like I was dance walking like I do. I was walking kind of fast up the stairs and around the corner so he wouldn't see me, and it felt like I lost him for a while. But then when I was going around the library and back down, he was on the other side, just standing next to his car, his truck, his black truck. I'm not going to remember that truck now. Or I'm not going to forget that truck now. And, oof, he was standing right next to it, like leaning on it, being like, hey. And I'm like, you're not cool. I didn't say anything. Of course I didn't say anything. I tried my best to ignore him. I, like, acknowledged him. I was like, hi. But then I was, like, only looking forward, and I had my headphones in, so, like, he probably thought I couldn't hear him. So I kept walking, and I turned, and I kept walking. And then he started driving, and then he drove past me and waved, and I was like, wave. But then I ignored him because it got even weirder. He turns left into a parking lot that was directly in front of me. Like, if this is the sidewalk, then that was the parking lot. It wasn't that far in front of me. He turned left directly into it, and then he stopped. He didn't keep going into the parking lot. He stopped. Like, he parked, and he was, like, waving at me. And I was like, yeah, hi. And then I, like, walked faster and pretended like I couldn't hear him. I think he was calling out, like, me out or something. Like, hey, over here or something. I don't know. And then I think he said bye. I have no idea. But it was really weird, the whole experience. I felt followed, and I actually felt like the pepper spray came into my mind. I was all like, do I need to use this today? It was weird. Oh, I did not like it. Sorry, that story kind of lasted a while, but yeah, I felt followed. Maybe I wasn't. Maybe it was just some man from a different country who didn't know how to make friends and was just trying to, like, be friendly to me, but it got overbearing because he didn't know my name or something. It was still really weird. He was really smiley, but that's the thing. Some people who are trying to do bad things can be really smiley to, like, hook you in and then do bad things. So I trusted my instinct and I just left. I actually came here as soon as I could. I was going to read this book, A Study in Scarlet, by the way. And I was going to read it in the library. But when I noticed he was following me, I was like, I have to go home. I can't stay here. I don't feel safe right now. So, yeah, that happened. Oof. Have any of you ever been followed? It was weird. If you have, tell me about it. I'm actually really interested. I might ask you about it today, and you might think, why is this happening? But then, like, tomorrow when you see this video, you'll be like, oh, that's why you asked me. Yeah. Anyway, I think I'm gonna start reading this book now. I'm really flustered, though. I need to, like, do something to, like, calm my brain, because that was... I've never been followed like that before, so that was weird. I keep saying I'm gonna upload this video, like, at a certain time, and I never do. That's a hyperbole. I haven't done it at all. So I've decided that I'm just gonna do it when I do it. I'm not gonna set a time, but I'm uploading it right now, if that matters. Of course it matters. Sorry. I'm still flustered. Earlier was pretty scary, but I'm excited to see you guys' reaction to this one. It's kind of boring, and I'm sorry. In my opinion, it's boring. Is that bad? I don't know. We'll have to find out. So anyway, the book that I got. Regardless of the fun experience I had getting it, it's something I'm really excited about. I've always wanted to start the Sherlock Holmes series, and I looked up which book was the very beginning, and I got it. A Study in Scarlet. They only had one copy left, and I'm renting it, and if I like it a lot, I'm gonna buy it. But I'm really excited. But I'm actually gonna end today's vlog kinda early. It's only, gosh, what time is it? 6:21, but last vlog was really, really long, so I already kinda ranted about something that happened today. So I'm gonna end it here. I'll see you tomorrow.